Did you know there was a gorilla who could converse with humans using sign language, lovingly played with kittens, had a great sense of humor, understood more than 1,000 words, and even grasped the basics of driving a car? And what if I told you that this remarkable gorilla pondered the concept of death and left a chilling message for the world before she passed away? Today, I'll share the incredible story of Koko the gorilla, who forever changed our perception of animal intelligence. On July 4, 1971, Independence Day in the United States, a baby gorilla was born at the San Francisco Zoo. She was named Hanabiko, meaning fireworks child in Japanese, later shortened to the simple and affectionate Koko. At the time, no one could have imagined that this tiny gorilla would one day revolutionize our understanding of what animals are capable of. Koko's early life was far from easy. As an infant, she fell ill and had to be separated from her mother for medical treatment. Unfortunately, when she was finally reintroduced, her mother rejected her. Alone and isolated, Koko was placed in a cage with unfamiliar gorillas. Her only source of comfort was a plush toy gorilla, which she treated as a surrogate mother, often hugging it for reassurance during her difficult early years. Before moving to Stanford, Koko was housed in a small temporary enclosure at the San Francisco Zoo, with little enrichment, making her early months particularly lonely. But fate had something extraordinary in store for her. In 1972, a young graduate student from Stanford University named Francine Penny Patterson took an interest in Koko. Penny was conducting PhD research on communication with great apes and wanted to teach a gorilla sign language. At the time, gorillas were not considered particularly intelligent compared to other primates. Many also viewed them as aggressive, which discouraged scientists from working closely with them. But Penny's experiment would challenge and ultimately change these assumptions. The early days of Koko's training were challenging. When teaching sign language to humans, instructors can usually guide the learner's hands into the correct positions. However, Koko refused to let anyone touch her. This meant Penny had to take a different approach, patiently showing Koko an object and repeatedly demonstrating the corresponding sign over and over again. But as it turned out, Koko had an extraordinary ability to learn. Unlike chimpanzees, who primarily learn through imitation, gorillas are more independent learners. Koko often modified signs or even created her own gestures when she didn't understand an instruction. She also demonstrated an internal thought process similar to human self-reflection, occasionally signing to herself as if thinking out loud. The first sign she showed Penny was for drink, one finger touching her lips while the others were bent. Over time, a deep friendship developed between the scientist and the gorilla. Koko was eventually moved from the zoo to a specially designed trailer laboratory on the university grounds. Although she had her own room, she was free to explore all areas, including Penny's quarters. For safety, there was a cage inside the trailer, but it was never needed. By the age of 3, Koko had mastered around 200 signs in American Sign Language. She didn't just learn the names of objects, she could express emotions and even comment on what she saw. For instance, when shown a picture of another ape about to take a bath, and knowing that she disliked bathing, Koko signed, "I cry." Upon seeing a horse with a bridle in its mouth, she immediately signed, "Horse, sad teeth." One of the most astonishing aspects of Koko's communication skills was her sense of humor. Once she jokingly called herself a good bird and claimed she could fly, only to admit she was kidding. On another occasion, she mischievously pulled Penny's hair, then laughed and signed an apology. These moments demonstrated that Koko possessed what scientists call theory of mind, the ability to understand that other beings have thoughts and feelings different from her own. Koko also displayed remarkable linguistic creativity. If she didn't know the name of an object, she invented one by combining familiar words. For example, she called Penny's ring a finger bracelet. Isn't that logical? After all, a ring does resemble a tiny bracelet for a finger. This type of word invention appeared in other situations as well. When she first saw a mask, she called it an eye hat. When she peered into an empty cup, she signed, "Drink no." Koko even spontaneously categorized animals, once referring to a swan as a water bird, without ever being taught the term. She also coined a unique expression for ice cream, signing "cold candy." These examples prove that Koko wasn't just memorizing signs. She truly understood their meaning and could creatively combine them to express new concepts. Skeptics claimed that Dr. Patterson was merely training Koko like a circus animal, but the evidence suggested otherwise. When Koko was alone, she played with her dolls and even held long conversations with them using sign language. She also attempted to communicate in sign language with other animals, And when it didn't respond, she even tried signing to inanimate objects, behavior that is difficult to dismiss as simple training. According to various IQ tests, Coco's intelligence was estimated to be between 70 and 90 points. This is below the average human IQ, but remains an astonishing result for an animal. Coco could draw at the level of a 4-year-old child, sketching her favorite toys and elements of the world around her. She even had a boyfriend, a male gorilla named Michael, who was also taught several words in sign language. Later, another male gorilla, Noom, joined them. Together, they became the first pair of animals in the world capable of communicating using human language. And they didn't just use sign language to trade bananas. Once, when Michael tore the leg off Coco's beloved doll, she became furious and called him Dirty Bad Toilet. One of the most touching chapters of Coco's life was her deep affection for kittens. For her birthday in 1984, she made a special request. She wanted a cat as a gift. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us. Thank you very much. Her caretakers brought her several stray kittens to choose from. Coco carefully examined each one and eventually selected a small, tailless gray kitten. She named him All Ball. Coco treated the kitten as if he were her own baby. She carried him gently on her back, hugged him, and even attempted to nurse him. Despite her enormous size, Coco was incredibly gentle with her tiny pet, always making sure not to hurt him. Tragically, later that same year, All Ball escaped from the enclosure and was hit by a car. Coco's reaction to the loss of her beloved pet stunned even seasoned scientists. When she was told the heartbreaking news, she initially sat in silence, as if in shock. Then she began making soft moaning sounds, the deep, sorrowful vocalizations that gorillas use to express grief. She signed words indicating sadness, furrowed her brows, and repeatedly used sad and bad, pressing her hands to her cheek, a sign for sleep. She repeatedly signed Sleep Cat, as if trying to come to terms with the fact that her dear friend had fallen asleep forever. After All Ball's death, Penny observed that Coco continued making sounds similar to human crying for several days. She refused to play and repeatedly signed sad. Coco also lost her appetite for a time and withdrew socially, displaying profound grief. Over the years, she adopted several more kittens, including Smokey and Lipstick, showing her enduring love for caring for small animals. This ability to experience loss and express sorrow made Coco seem even more human. In the years that followed, Coco welcomed more pet kittens. For her 44th birthday, she received 2 new kittens, which she named Miss Black and Miss Gray after their fur colors. A video of the massive gorilla gently stroking tiny kittens went viral on the internet, touching and astonishing people worldwide. Coco was known not only for her intelligence but also for her unique personality and quirks. For instance, she had an unusual fascination with the human chest. She displayed a strange curiosity about this part of the body and occasionally used gestures to request to see it. In 2005, 3 caregivers who worked with Coco even filed a lawsuit, claiming they were pressured to comply with this peculiar request, which she expressed in sign language. Despite such controversies, Coco demonstrated an incredible sense of self-awareness. By the age of 19, she successfully passed the mirror self-recognition test. Unlike most gorillas, who perceive their reflection as another gorilla, Coco immediately recognized herself. She was often seen gazing at her own reflection, further proving her remarkable self-awareness. Coco also loved watching movies, and her favorite film was *T with Mussolini*. She enjoyed television and had a special fondness for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood*. When she met Fred Rogers in person, she immediately recognized him and signed love while touching his sweater. Coco even had a favorite bedtime story, *The Three Little Pigs*, which she enjoyed being read to her before sleeping. She was deeply moved by emotional scenes in films. Whenever she watched the saddest part of *T with Mussolini*, when the young boy says goodbye to his family, Coco would turn away, avoiding the moment so she wouldn't get upset. The film Jurassic Park also left a strong impression on her. The dinosaurs frightened her so much that afterward she was hesitant to approach her toy dinosaurs. These moments revealed the depth of Coco's emotional world. As her fame grew, so did public fascination with her. Her iconic photograph with All Ball appeared on the cover of National Geographic magazine, becoming one of the most famous images in the publication's history. Many celebrities visited her, eager to meet the extraordinary gorilla. Among those who visited Coco was comedian Robin Williams, with whom she formed an immediate and warm bond. A touching video captures their meeting, showing Coco playfully trying on Williams' glasses, inviting him to tickle her, and making funny faces together. Not only did Coco recognize Robin Williams when he visited, but she also remembered their time together. Whenever she saw him on TV, she would excitedly sign his name in recognition. When Williams tragically passed away in 2014, Coco's reaction was deeply moving. Upon hearing the news, she became noticeably sad, walking around with a downcast expression for the rest of the day. According to her caretakers at the Gorilla Foundation, Coco also expressed her grief through sign language, signing words like cry and sad, and her melancholy lasted for days. She also became unusually quiet and withdrew for a while, which was rare for her, typically lively and communicative. Coco even refused food for several hours that day, displaying an uncharacteristically calm and reflective demeanor. Her caretakers noted that she seemed to grasp the weight of the loss, almost as if she were mourning in a deeply human-like way. Coco was not only capable of communicating in sign language, she also learned to use a special computer with symbols, allowing her to type words that the device would then vocalize. Her skills extended beyond language. She could hold a pen, select options from a menu on paper, and even create basic drawings in written symbols. Amazingly, Coco even learned to play musical instruments. She experimented with the harmonica, toy flutes, and a simple recorder. In 2012, scientists were astonished to observe Coco blowing into a recorder and producing sounds, something previously thought to be impossible for primates due to the structure of their respiratory system. One of the most fascinating aspects of Coco's personality was her understanding of death. One day, a caregiver showed her a skeleton and asked if it was alive or dead. Coco responded with a sign for dead. When asked where dead gorillas go, she calmly signed comfortable whole, and then blew a gentle goodbye kiss. Coco even asked her own questions about death, demonstrating a curiosity that extended beyond simple understanding. Once, when shown a skull and asked whose it was, she signed gorilla and then dead, revealing a deep awareness of mortality. These moments left many wondering just how profoundly Coco grasped the concept of life and death. In the later years of her life, Coco became a kind of ambassador for nature, using her voice to urge people to take better care of the planet and its creatures. "Nature is watching you," she once signed, an eerie yet powerful message that made many pause and reflect. It was as if she felt a sense of responsibility for her fellow gorillas still living in the wild. On June 19, 2018, just weeks before her 47th birthday, Coco passed away peacefully in her sleep. In her later years, she had developed some age-related health issues, including arthritis and respiratory difficulties. Despite this, she was surrounded by those who had cared for her throughout her life and received constant attention. On the night of her passing, the staff at the Gorilla Foundation noted that she had spent a calm day and had fallen asleep peacefully, showing no signs of distress. Millions around the world mourned her death. The Gorilla Foundation, which had been established to support research and conservation efforts, released a statement. "Her legacy will live on, shaping our understanding of the emotional and cognitive abilities of gorillas." But before she left this world, Coco gave humanity a chilling message, as if she held an innate understanding of human history. She signed words that forced us to reflect on the very essence of our relationship with nature. "Greater than I am gorilla. I am flowers, animals. I am nature. Greater than man. Coco love earth. Greater than Coco love. But man stupid. Greater than Coco cry. Fix earth. Help earth. Greater than nature see you. Thank you." In her final days, Coco seemed to become more introspective, often signing love and good gorilla, as if she were reassuring herself and those around her. Her story remains one of the most extraordinary examples of interspecies communication, emotion, and intelligence ever recorded.